So, welcome to episode 4 of the Hunter's Mindset series, How to Become an A Player. This episode is entitled As Above, So Below, As Within, So Without, and I'll get to that a bit later. But I want to start this off with just a quick story about my two rich friends. I have two really rich friends, a man and a woman. We've been friends for about 15 years, and I've always tried to figure out how they became so rich. They're really good people, and they left some clues. I didn't want to just go and ask them, how did you become so rich? I think that would be, I don't know, rude. So I've observed them really closely, and I've realized a couple of things about them. Also, whenever I speak to my clients about my rich friends, or they speak to me about them, they never ever have something bad to say about them. They always praise them. There's never any negativity. And the first thing that I tried to figure out was they follow this golden rule. They do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So they help where they can. They're really good people and generous people. But that wasn't 100% it. There was something else about them. Something was missing. I was missing a part of the puzzle. And through observation and reading, I got into this saying, as above, so below, as within, so without, and it clicked. Everything fell into place. This is what they do. This is a text from an old Hermetic script that I read somewhere, and then I tried to look for something similar in the Bible, and this is what I got to: judge not, lest you be judged. And the full verse says, for in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. And I had a long think about this, and then things started making sense. Now, we read this text often, but I don't think we really understand this in the full way that it was meant to be understood. So, what about this? I realized this too late. If I realized this when I was a young man starting my own business, I would have saved so much money. I would have been so much further. I would have been so much richer. But I'm thankful that I actually realized this and figured this out. And I hope that you start implementing this in your life as well. It's not as simple as do not judge. You'll see now. You will reflect your reality. Okay, it sounds kind of weird, but let's go through this. You're a reflection of your reality. And I see this every day. People who judge are judged back. If I, for example, leave bad reviews on a product or a service, or I don't like food that I was served at a restaurant, and I go and I leave bad reviews on that website, I will get bad reviews back. That's not the right way to do it. If you've got a problem, I'm at that stage now where if the food that I ordered chicken and I got a burger, I just eat the burger. Some people say, but you need to let them know. Yes, you do need to let them know, but not by posting a public negative review. If you wanted to, just go speak to the owner and tell them what happened. I'm sure they'll make a plan and they'll fix it. But if I leave bad reviews, I get bad reviews back. If I leave shitty tips for a waiter or a waitress, my clients don't pay me. If I do not celebrate other people's wins genuinely, I seldom win. You really need to celebrate and be happy for other people if they do well in life. Otherwise, you're not going to be celebrated and you're not going to win. If I'm rude to my vendors, my clients are rude to me. You see, it's just a reflection of how you are in life. And if I don't invest in myself, like in books or training courses, and make myself better, if I'm too cheap to actually spend money on myself and my education, people won't invest in me, in my products or my services, of my business. And this applies even if you just think it. I used to judge people so easily and so often in my head, and I thought it doesn't matter, because look, I'm not really saying it out loud, so it doesn't matter. It does. If you judge, you will be judged. And yeah, so the saying is, as above so below, as within so without. Your life is a reflection of you. If you gossip, or if I gossip about others, others are gonna gossip about me. And if I find joy in other people's pain, Big Brother or life or karma or God says, I see this guy likes it when other people are in pain. He talks about it all the time, so let's give him some of that pain. Obviously, if I gossip, did you hear what happened to Mary or Susie? And karma sees that and sends it straight back at you. If you say you hate someone, like a politician or an actor or a celebrity, you will be hated by someone. If you fear something, it will manifest in your life. Like if you're constantly worrying about, did you lock the house? Did you lock the house? You're going to forget to lock the house. And there's going to be somebody that'll break into the house and steal your stuff. If you constantly concentrate on the negative, something will happen that's negative. What you focus on will ultimately come true. For example, when I didn't maintain my car properly, I kept on thinking, I need new tires, I need new tires. And what happened? The tires burst on the highway and almost causing an accident. So what you hammer on, what you constantly focus on or think about, that's going to happen. You become who you spend most time with as well. You know that saying that you are the product of the 5 friends that you spend the most time with. If your friends are alcoholics, you're going to become an alcoholic. If they're athletes, you're going to become an athlete. If they're gym bunnies, you're going to become a gym bunny, etc., etc., etc. So your life is just a reflection of you. And I need us to just stop and think about this again. In episode 2, I said that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. And I don't think many of us understand this properly. Judge not lest you be judged. Carl Jung was the behavioralist who said this, and he understood this, that you need to get these reflections, negative things, judgments. Stop that. Stop. Think. Put a guard in front of your mouth before you say anything, and also catch your thoughts. If you think negative stuff is going to happen. If you judge, you will be judged. So your work is a reflection of your life as well. And it's obvious. If you have personal issues at home or with yourself, it'll reflect in your place of work, in your business. If you have an unhealthy body, you'll have an unhealthy business or an unhealthy work ethic. If you have a messy room, you'll have a messy business and a messy workplace. If you pay slowly, if you pay your vendor slowly, your clients are going to pay you slowly. And if you're indecisive in life, if you cannot make good decisions, quick decisions, your clients will be indecisive when choosing your product or service. Everything is a reflection of what happens in your own life. So, no matter how hard you work, problems will remain if you don't fix these issues. You can tactically, in your business, and in your workplace, you can work harder, put in longer hours, do better marketing, spend more money on payroll or on ads, if you do not sort out these personal issues, it's going to remain in your life, in your business, and in your workplace. And an example was when I was at Fetcher, which later became Investec. I was in the networking department with two other guys, and we studied everything, and we knew all the operating systems from Unix to Novell to Microsoft. We worked on the servers. We probably had about 8,000 computers on that network, and we thought we were the bee's knees. We just thought we were the best, and we kind of had the attitude that our clients that we were serving, our internal clients, were stupid and irritating, because how could you forget your password? And if I reset your password, how does it still not work? Once we had a problem where I reset somebody's password to password because they said it didn't work, and that didn't work. Then I reset it to dog, and that didn't work. Then I reset it to God, because who misspells God? Still didn't work. And then I finally drove all the way out to go have a look what's going on, and I thought, this is the dumbest client on earth, and the D key on her keyboard wasn't working. So all those passwords that I reset to had the letter D, and I was too stupid to actually figure that out. And that was just me judging other people, and that spilled over into my business that I started when I was 26. And I only wish that I knew this earlier, that you cannot judge. I always battled keeping the money that I made, and this is one of the primary reasons. The clients picked this up from me about my attitude. And when I was at Fetcher, I actually got a promotion and got my own office. The only thing is that office was all the way down a hallway on my own, away from everybody, because my attitude sucked. I was passive aggressive. I was always talking down to people, and I wasn't fun to be around. And that's the reason that I got promoted to my own little office on the side of a hallway, far away. And another concept that I just want to talk about here is, as you do anything, so you do everything. This is also very important. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're late for a meeting, you will be late on deadlines and projects. The small things reflect into the big things. If you walk by a piece of rubbish on the road and you don't pick it up and chuck that piece of rubbish in the dustbin, all areas of your life will be rubbish. You need to set the example and do the right thing. Pick up the rubbish. If your car's constantly messy, the rest of your life will be constantly messy. I've seen this so often. And for the guys, this really irritates me. If you leave piss droplets on the toilet seat, even if they're not yours, you'll be non-committal in all other things. It's not your responsibility. It's not your job. You'll never ever take responsibility or the blame for anything. And life is about taking responsibility. Just clean the piss droplets. If you can't stick to a diet, you won't stick to a deadline. Always continuously starting over and over and over. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. And Sam Evans is the CEO of school.com, well on his way to becoming a billionaire. And I got this off his course on consulting.com. He said that our standards are what define us. We are not the highest version of ourselves which we can imagine. We are the lowest versions of ourselves which we can accept. So he mentions the example of a salesperson that has a Ferrari as a company car, and as long as he maintains $10,000 a month in sales, he gets to keep the Ferrari. But if you get a new salesperson and you don't know what he can do turnover-wise, sales-wise, and tell him, if you do 10,000, I'll give you a Ferrari. That guy's not going to do it. He hasn't driven the Ferrari yet. He doesn't own that Ferrari. So understand that you'll do nothing to achieve your dreams, but fight like hell to not breach your standards. As humans, we will do more not to lose something than we will to gain it. And if you want to achieve your dreams and goals, you must turn them into irrefutable standards. What he means here is, remember that wave pattern, the ups and downs that I talked about in episode 2. The trials or the low points on that wave, we need to lift and get higher, and then everything will trend up. So if you increase these low points or these trials, those become your standards and your entire life will change. So get good sleep, eat healthy food, exercise, drink enough water, stay away from sugar. If you can make those your standards, the trend will start going up in your life, in your financials, in the things you own, in your health, in your body, in your relationships, and everything. Up those standards, those minimum standards. And do these basics well and commit to excellence, and the results will start stacking up. So, once again, I just need to say, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. Use this advice. Do not judge. Understand that your life, entire life, is a reflection of what's going on in your mind. And what if you judge other people, you too will be judged, and life karma will just throw it back in your face. If you hate someone, someone's going to hate you. If you find joy in other people's pain, you're going to experience pain. And just be a good person, like my rich friends. You can tell them any secret, they'll never ever blurt it out to anybody. Their word is their law. They will not, if they promise something, they do it. And you'll never ever ever hear them bad mouthing anybody or talking bad about anybody. And that's the lessons that I learned from my rich friends. So use these lessons in your life. I'm sure it's going to be helpful. And see you in the next episode.